So here are 7 most obvious signs of autism. All that plus more is coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie world. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos on this type of content. So if you're new around here and you'd like to learn more, remember to hit the subscribe button by clicking that notification bell down below. And if you're watching on Facebook, be sure to give this page a follow to see more videos like this one. And if you're watching on Instagram, make sure to give this account a follow so you don't miss my daily autism content. Alright guys, let's move on with this video. Okay guys, what's going on, different thinkers? Welcome back to the Aspie world, the place where we think differently daily. Boom! Guys, I just had new autism alert cards made. These are really cool. I'm loving these right now. If you want one of these, you can get them from my website. The link is in the description down below for the aspieworld.com. And if you want to get your hands on my free autism PDF life hacks book for autism, you can do at autismhacks.net. Go and download your copy right now. Super dope. Okay guys, so I wanted to do this video about signs of autism because I've done loads of videos on it, but I wanted to come back and start doing some more because I feel like a lot of people are, they don't really get a lot of it, and maybe they haven't seen the older videos, and I thought I'd sort of spruce it up a bit and do some new videos, and I just thought, hey, let's do a new one. Let's do it. So we're going to run down 7 of the most common signs of autism, and yeah, it's going to be lots and lots of fun. Okay, so number 1 is issues with socializing. Now, autistic people have huge issues with understanding social cues, unwritten social rules, and that kind of general back and forth in social situations that people just learn and understand as a given because they're just typically grown up in an environment where it's just easy to just learn and understand those things. But for autistic people being neurodivergent, having that ability to suss out those reading between the lines of an unwritten social communication can be quite tricky, difficult, and also leave them feeling a bit kind of left out because it's a communication disorder at its core. Autism really impacts these areas, and it's something that can really stick out. Okay, so number 2 is lack of eye contact. Now, a lot of people know that eye contact is very difficult for autistic people, but you may be aware that to look out for signs of autism in a person, then you may be able to notice that if they're not making eye contact regularly or be able to maintain eye contact during a conversation, this could be down to the fact that they may be on the autism spectrum. This is a huge giveaway, probably one of the most common ones, and it's probably one of the things that I get asked about most of all. I actually remember being on television when I had my book was released. I was talking on Good Morning Britain with Piers Morgan, and Piers Morgan was talking to me, and I was sat next to him, and but a lot of people then in the comments and the feedback in the press was that I wasn't looking him in the eyes, and they said it was disrespectful. But of course, it was just because I'm on the spectrum. It's not something that I can generally do quite, comfortably with somebody I've never met before, let alone on television. So it's definitely an interesting one and one to look out for, and a huge giveaway. Okay, so number 3 is delay in speech and communication skills. Now, autistic people will usually have a delay in their speech and almost always have issues with communication. It could be a stutter or a stammer. Some kids can be non-verbal, but they're all, communication issues and issues with communicating in general. Now, you may come across just a number of different things. It could be reading, it could be writing, it could be talking one-on-one with somebody and not understanding the premise of the conversation. It is a communication disorder at the very heart of autism, and this is what it is. So this is the best way to kind of look into that. You're looking at speech delay or communication delay or communication issues. Okay, so number 4 is difficulty understanding people's emotions. Now, people with an autism spectrum disorder will have huge issues understanding emotions in other people, as it's difficult to know, what's not spoken about. If somebody's feeling upset but they're not telling you they're feeling upset, that is an unwritten kind of read between the lines. I don't know what's going on. Is this person upset? Is this person sad? Those things are really difficult. They have a difficulty understanding those people's emotions, and so trying to communicate emotions with autistic people, you'll have to be direct, but autistic people won't understand if you are unhappy, sad, or really happy, without the laughter. Obviously, if someone's laughing, then they could be happy, but then again, it comes into muddy waters. Some people could laugh hysterically, but hysterical in a negative way. So it's very difficult in murky waters, but it's something to look out for. If somebody has a difficulty understanding emotions from other people, this could be due to an autism spectrum condition. Number 5 is quite an interesting one. This is upset from minor changes. Now, a change in someone's routine who is an autistic person, it can have a huge impact no matter how minor the change. So autistic people love routine and love knowing what's ahead, what lies ahead, their schedule, their routine, the thing that they're going to do, and the thing that they do pretty much all the time. But then if there's a small bump in that road, then there could be a possibility that they are going to really have an impact from that small sudden change. So because like if the person on the spectrum expects to do something, but then something like a bump in the road happens, then it kind of completely throws out their entire day, and then they feel really like, oh, you know, what do I do now? It's almost like a feeling of despair. Like, how do I even, you know, it's a difficult thing to do, and yeah, minor changes, upsetting a routine, something that we've seen small to somebody else is huge to somebody on the spectrum. Okay, so number 6 is sensory processing disorder, or SPD. Now, SPD comes hand in hand with autism, and it can show issues in things, how people with autism kind of interact with sight and smell and sound and textures and sitting down and heat and being in a room with people. All of these things that impact your senses and your ability to be in a place can be impacted by the sensory processing disorder, and it's the way that you communicate the senses from the external stimuli into you, where I hear certain words and I actually feel physical pain. I can't walk down certain aisles in a supermarket because the smell is overpowering from the deli and things like that. These are very, very common. So if you know somebody who has sensory issues and all these other ones, then they're probably more than likely on the autism spectrum. Okay, so number 7 is no shock. It's the love to follow routines. Autistic people love to follow routines. They love to have routines. They love to have rigid routines and strict structure in the way of creating safe predictability, because at the end of the day, there's very little in life that is predictable other than things like death, you know. But in terms of having, like, you know, to predict, oh, you know, how something's going to happen, nobody knows what's going to happen, you know, because that's the beauty of life. It's a never-changing thing, right? But autistic people love to have some kind of predictability, some control and calm in that situation. And so what can you control is the routine. You know that you're going to get up, you're going to have cornflakes for breakfast, you're going to go downstairs and watch, I don't know, Dexter or whatever. That is what's going to happen, and that's in your control, and that's your comfortable, predictable ability. So following routines, having a love for routines, this is just a huge common giveaway that someone is on the autism spectrum. Now, if you think this video can help somebody, please share it on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you are enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up. Please let me know if you have anything to add in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time, guys.